Yeah.
What's going down?
What it is.
It is time for you to listen to the number one hip hop podcast in the world.
That's right.
All right, and if you are unaware, we call that thing banging on lunch tables.
Yeah.
And I'm Camp from the Port.
It's your boy Mike Jones.
And we are still available at the usual suspect platforms. You know, your Spotify, Apple Podcast,
Yes, sir.
Google Play, the iHeartMedia app.
You damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Stitcher, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As well as Audio Boom, and no, I'm missing one. And that's good, I guess.
Hey man, we everywhere. That's all y'all.
You know what I'm saying? That's them, because that's the main idea. Hey, bam, we everywhere. So wherever you are, type in banging, no G, on lunch tables, and we will be there for your listening pleasure. And obviously, if y'all can see the video, your viewing pleasure as well.
Yeah.
You know, Jones, you know what? I felt our show was missing something a lot this year.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As we got into the summer months, and it's because I haven't got a chance to see you with some of the takes that you make, so you can see how I look as you are delivering it. And last week, the fire was reignited. We're gonna do video from here on out, man, until we can get back in the same studio, because I just think that helps the energy of the show, man.
Yeah, man. Seeing your facial expressions when I say some wild shit, it'd be hilarious.
yeah. I was like, yo, fam, this is my guy. What is he talking about right now? But it's all good. You know,
it works both ways though. It works both ways, because your hot takes too. We have to be like, sure.
yeah, but you know me, I'll keep some information to prove my point. Oh man, and you know, and as we get into the show, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, thank you before we even start. It's gonna be thank you when we end. There's only a couple things that I really want to talk about in hip hop, Jones.
Okay.
And a lot of it is piggybacking off of last week.
Okay.
And a lot of some of the things that have happened in the last few weeks.
All right.
So without further ado, let's get it rocking.
Yeah.
Banging on lunch tables.
You damn right.
Jones. Let's say middle of last decade. So like 2015 for sure on to like 2019.
Okay.
There was a lot of talk about, hey, rap is too nice.
Right.
It's soft. Everybody trying to get along. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of that, right?
Right.
And now we had probably one of the I'll say most volatile beefs. It's definitely top three. Most volatile beefs with the Jeezy and the Gucci Mane, culminating into a versus where they're not friends. You know, they're not necessarily cool, but they at least called for like 3 hours of peace, and it's respectful to move around me, and I not make it uncomfortable for you. Right. I will say that. Now I say all that to say, who was right or wrong, Jones? In that culture conversation, because granted, I understand how competition in rap kind of took a back seat. You know? Right. And nothing screamed that more than, hey, your guy's verse, Kendrick Lamar, on Control. When all he ever said was, I just want to have the best verse on the songs I'm on.
Exactly.
That's all he said.
Exactly.
And in the midst of the rap is too nice, everybody wanted to get along. It was, oh, but you can't say that you're just better than me like that. You can't say that you want to have the best verse on a song. Man. And it's like, yo, fam, like, so what are we gonna do? Like, are we gonna be angry and slap each other and shoot each other, or are we going to, you know, collaborate and coexist? Right. So, and it seems like to me, Jones, we never got a happy medium of this. So So maybe who's right or wrong was is still the first question, but expound on it beyond the aspect of what should be done.
Man, you know what? Like, I agree, man. I don't think we ever got that happy medium. Because to me, when like everybody was saying rap is too nice, is too friendly, is like there was no competitive spirit. Everybody was like buddy buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like you had things like, which is cool, which is all good. Like, let me not be in a negative or toxic space. That's cool to be friendly, but rap is based on competition. The idea, like, I'm gonna bust your ass with the best verse. Sort of like, that's why we compare it to Hoop all the time. It's like that. Like, yeah, you my homie. I fucks with you like Michael and Magic, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
when we get on this court though, watch I run you, you know what I'm saying? And I think hip hop kind of lost that a little bit, like the Club Paradise tour and everybody going on tour together, which is cool, which is also very dope. But at the same time, you can't get mad at me because I want to have a better verse than you. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the turn that made me stop liking Drake. Just that attitude of how dare you say that? We're supposed to be friends. Like that's soft shit. Like if we get on this court, man, nah, I'm gonna bust your ass. Like even in the podcast game, like we got the best podcast. I got homies that do podcasts, love them, listen to them, and everything. Some of my favorites. Banging on lunch tables, bust they ass every week.
I'm right.
Still love them to death though. Don't want no harm to come to them, and I love their podcast. But we got the best one. And I think in the midst of that, man, we lost that for some strange reason. Like in the midst. But I think the other side of it, though, I do appreciate Gucci and Jeezy being able to be in the same room. And I think that comes from a space of hip hop has lost a lot of people. Like, even though, like, the spectacle of like Jeezy a hoe, we smoking on Pookie Loc, you old niggas over here, we're gonna put them in a box. The spectacle of that is cool, but the reality of that is somebody died. You know what I'm saying? Somebody lost their life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure at a certain part in that Gucci and Jeezy beef, if them niggas would have met up at the wrong time on the wrong night and with the right firepower, somebody would have been shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So like I've seen Jeezy do a couple of interviews. I've seen a few snippets, and he was like, "I'm just not gonna let nobody trick me out of my position 20 years later." You know what I'm saying? And like he don't gotta like Gucci. Like they ain't gotta be buddies. They ain't gotta be friends. Like they did something that probably pushed their streams to the max, and they got a bag off of it. They went and got a bag together after the fact. But I don't gotta like you. It's like being coworkers. You know, like I'm pretty sure we all got coworkers we can't fucking stand. Like I hate this title. But like I'm here to get a bag. I'm not here to like beef. You know what I'm saying? I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to curse you out. I'm going to disrespect you in this email as per our last conversation and all those technical, political, corporate terms. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk like that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to have a job. I'm going to get a bag and I'm going to go home. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the way Jeezy and Gucci kind of played it that night with a whole lot of disrespect from Gucci coming.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that situation, it seemed like it was publicized more that so many beefs were squashed. Like, for instance, I don't know where I've been, but it seems like 50 and Game have really squashed their whole issue. Now, I know there's been back and forth as far as like a Game was like, no, I changed my mind, yo. It's fuck Curtis Jackson. No, fuck Curtis Ratson is what he would say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he's back on it. But like, even the fact that 50 was willing to entertain a versus with him specifically, which is for somebody, I was like, yo, like, ain't either one of y'all waiting for this to go left? Like, and that was another situation where, nobody was shot directly, but like somebody was shot at the ground and somebody got hit.
Right, exactly.
And I believe somebody from their camps passed. I think, I don't really know, but it was another one of those shootouts in front of Hot 97. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So it, it's one of those things. Apparently, it was. I mean, I don't think it was anything where like the G-Unit Murder Inc. thing, where I believe allegedly, I'll say because I don't have factual evidence in front of me that 50 Cent was stabbed.
Right.
And the story that Black Child told that was on the Beef DVDs. If y'all
Right.
ever see that, you know what I mean?
He got poked up.
Right, you know what I'm saying? like, yo, this is wild. So, I think about that. I just seen a 15-minute freestyle by Lil Flip. That just confirmed that him and T.I. are cool. You know what I'm saying? Because, that was nothing too serious. I mean, like, hey, yo, people think they're the king of the South, and dudes try to have sex with other women, other guys' women. You know what I'm saying? It goes too far. And, sometimes somebody might pull up in your hood and scrape you up for that.
Right. Yep.
That happened. It's over. And you know what? And I think of out of all the beefs that ever happened, that one should be the easiest to get over.
What, the Lil Flip and T.I.?
Yeah. Because that's one of those things, man. It's like, you got to be grown. It's like, now I can see if he actually tried to, like, if he actually knocked your chick down. I was like, but hey, you didn't marry her, like, until like 10 years and 5 babies later. Like, damn, do you want her or not? Like, like it could have been one of those situations. It could have been no. I'm not saying it's 1,000% right, but hey, look, if you don't really want her forever, then put her back in the game, bro. Like, somebody else might want that. But that eventually led to a nice little scuffle, nice little skirmish, and
right.
And then a couple records, and then it was all peace. So I think that's good.
You know what? I think most of these, and I'll say in particular the Game and the Lil Flip and T.I. I don't think those come from any real like places, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, like in particular the T.I. and Lil Flip, like you said, they don't come from a real place. Like, I don't hate you. It's just we young out here. Chicks is talking. They feeding me information. And I'm gonna run with it because I'm a young high-head ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right, with money.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm the loudest out here. Like, it comes from those type of places. The Game and 50 Cent one, that doesn't come from as real of a place as like 50 and Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kicking it with the nigga that tried to murder me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We've had several altercations. Like, this ain't gonna never be done. Whereas once you boil down the 50 and Game beef, that just stems from like, I'm a boss. I ain't really G Unit. Like, I'm G Unit by name, not by crew or by blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met you as a grown man, fam. Like, like, I'm just using you to get on, essentially. And it doesn't work out. Like, I can't have beef with the niggas you got beef with. I got my own mind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And 50's way of thinking is just like, well, if you're not with me, you against me. If you with them niggas, you an enemy type of shit.
Right.
So it doesn't stem from a real like I try to hurt you or murder you type of place. So I do see how those are easily fixable just with time. And I think more so than anything, Game kept that going. Like, I can't remember the last time like 50 even said something in reference to Game negatively that was past 2009, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, from the way 50 would always tell the story, or I will remember, it was just he would tell the actual factual. You know how 50 get down.
Right.
You know what I mean? It would just be the actual factual of the situation. So like it would stem from there.
Yeah. And
with the exception, my fault. With the exception of the Jimmy Roseman or Jimmy Henchman thing, that part is a little more dangerous, but they ain't really got nothing to do with the game per se. That's more just management type shit.
Right. Yeah, no, and I think that is important to highlight because as we fast forward in time, everybody was I won't say everybody because I personally didn't want to see any of this.
Right.
But last decade, people were clamoring for Drake versus Kendrick, Kendrick versus Cole, Drake versus Sean, Big Sean, or Wale versus Drake, or anybody in the top 5 or in the promising 5. Meek Mill versus we got Meek versus Drake, but that was by happenstance. Like that was never supposed to happen either. To be real, that was never supposed to happen.
And it really didn't go the way the public wanted to go because, like, after back to back, it was over. Like it was like, okay, Meek, you were supposed to do way better than that. You know, we were like
Right.
collectively disappointed in Meek. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I'm saying? And that I believe, you know what? I think that battle / beef, whatever, Jones, I think that's way more important than we realize right now. I think it's gonna take some time because
Okay.
dig it, right? That was the first high profile beef battle that took place at social media's like peak.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for the first time, we got to see the behind the scenes of the industry picking sides.
Yeah.
Like for instance, turning back the clock, I don't really know how Nori felt when Takeover and Ether dropped.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get a chance to hear from Snoop and see the reactions, and like we didn't really get conversation. So fast forwarding back, Meek versus Drake, the songs drop, and people start formulating opinions, and it was clear as day the industry wanted Drake to lose.
Yeah.
Like they were like, "Yo, no, Meek can do it. Meek is the streets. Meek can do." And
Right.
and he never quite got out the gate. Like, unfortunately, his hardest bars came in tweets.
That's it.
And Drake called him on it.
Twitter fingers is still a thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so I mean, and I think, man, and I think in that moment, Jones, I think all rappers realize how silly the battle rap beef music industry shit is. I honestly do believe that. And I say that for this reason. You know, just like the URL, Smack, and King of the Dot, all of that is like its own world.
Right.
And those dudes ain't really making hit records.
Right. Exactly.
Like we now seeing that the guys that make the hit records battling, in some respects, is a waste of time.
Waste of time.
Yes.
Okay.
And I use that phrase because I knew it would ignite you, so that's why I'm using it. So great. Okay. So when you're ready, we're gonna go. And then and so since now it was considered a waste of time, even though the biggest rapper in the world made time. The public
twice.
Yes, he did. Like it was almost like he softballed on purpose. like he softballed on purpose because he had this in the can waiting.
Right.
And I think why I say waste of time is because that was a little bit after, if I'm not mistaken, but please correct me if I'm wrong as these dates go through my head. That was a little after Kendrick's Control verse.
Ooh, yeah, it was. It was definitely after. Yeah.
So and we're also in the era of we don't say names, you know who you are. I'm not giving you light or shine. And see, and to me, that Jones reinforces that everybody thinks that this battle, I'm the best shit, is a waste of time if you have hit records. And I think the Drake Meek battle specifically, it highlights that, because now when the person you don't want to win wins handsomely, now you got to continue on in the industry the next day.
Yeah.
And now he don't fuck with you. Like I don't know how a lot of people felt when Takeover dropped and people swore Nas was done.
Right. Yeah.
We'll never get those stories. Like we'll never see memes.
Right,
we'll never see your IG lives. We'll never do any of that. And just like we'll never see December 4th, 2001, Jay-Z's birthday, Ether drops in New York. It's like, oh shit.
Right. And it shifts. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And now you have two songs and people are picking a side, but they're picking a side if they can get to Power 105.
Right.
If they can get to Hot 97. You know what I mean?
Ooh, okay. Now I disagree with the waste of time thing, but I do see where it comes from. Okay, I don't think they think it's a waste of time.
Okay.
I think, or maybe I just word it different. Social media is the component of I gotta save face. Now you have to save even more face because Meek had to eat every single meme on the internet. Like you said, this is social media at its height. You know what I'm saying? Or even at, I don't want to say at its infancy, but like it's in its adolescent stage. You know, we all figuring it out collectively. Like I remember Drake's response to, I think the disc was called "I Want to Know," was him laughing, him holding his phone and courtside laughing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was it. There wasn't nothing else to it. Like, that was the perfect check and mate to that situation. It was over.
Yeah.
And I think like nobody wants to go through that constantly. And the only reason why the only other big beef that we really had has been Drake again is because Drake had the confidence to think he was going to win. Like, oh yeah, I'm Drake. I'm going to like I beat Meek Mill. The streets can't touch me type of arrogance, and it bit him in the ass. Everybody else watching that, like, yeah, because you're never gonna please both sides. Like the people that have the hits, they gonna be like, well, I make more money than you. I have the hits. What can you tell me? Versus whoever is the underdog in the situation, if they out rap the hit guy, it's going like they fans don't care. So yeah, you know what? Coming around full circle, I do agree. It is kind of a waste of time because nobody's going to collectively agree that whoever won. Like I was watching like a snippet of Jay Mills on Bootleg Kev show, and I was gonna say something disrespectful, but he was basically really riding for Drake, and in the situation with Pusha Will. Was like, but God's plan came out. How did he take a L? No, fam. Yeah, he continued to have a prosperous career, but he lost the battle. like, what are you talking about? How could you even fix your lips as a former battle rapper to say he didn't lose because he dropped a hit song? No, we're not in the era of diss records kill your career. Like, as long as you got another hit and people want to dance some more, you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
But see, Jones. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you get that out.
No, man. Like, you know, as long as people want to dance, it's kind of like the Trump and Biden election. Yeah, Drake lost just like Trump lost, but the fact that I got all these people that kiss my ass from here to across the street means I didn't really lose. Like my fans, my people don't think I lost, so how could I lose? So it's like, yeah. So I do agree with Cam. At the end of the day, it's a big fucking waste of time. Like it's fun for us, but at the end, like since nobody agrees, there's no judge, there's no Hot 97 telephone poll that deems a winner. It's a wrap.
And you know, Jones, and part of the reason why it's become a waste of time is exactly what you referenced in regards to Jay Mills, who I never thought was a great battle rapper, but we'll have that conversation at a different time.
Okay.
Because there's so much goalpost moving, Jones. Like, you know, like fast forward to the Drake and Pusha T beef, right?
Right.
You know, we all knew that Pusha T was talking about Drake when he was like, you know, how could you ever right these wrongs when you don't even write your songs?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is nice little slick bar, let you know, you know, hey, whatever, dude. Yeah. Whatever, beige rage, what you want to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Yeah. and then look, hey yo, Drake. Even though people love to say that he doesn't have any classic albums, they want to do the 100% rap album that's 100% hip hop. He responds in a 100% hip hop way. You know what I'm saying? Like I will say this: all of his beefs do get dressed in rap. Get addressed in rap.
That's a fact.
No matter whether it was Meek or Kendrick or Diddy or you know what I'm saying, like. He will hop on the mic. Common, he'll hop on the mic and let you know what time it is. And
he give them a run for their money. Like you cannot front on Drake's bars at all.
Absolutely. So with that, Pusha T responds. Story of Adidon. Very, very venomous. But Jones. Okay, you know what? Because we talked about this on the show. Because then Drake responded with a press release, right?
Right.
But now, towards the end of 2020, where the story of Adidon place in like diss tracks, like for you?
I don't want to gas it and put it in my top 5 or top 10, but it is definitely one of the best ones I've ever heard. I wouldn't. Okay, maybe like top 11. If I had to do it, I say top 11. It might sneak into the top 10 if I like ranked it just for the. But this is like recency bias. Like the beat was cold. Like it's so many other factors to it. Like I think that in the long run, even though I really enjoyed Story of Adidon, I think the beef not really continuing after that, like kind of fizzling out the way it does, doesn't lessens the impact, for me.
Okay. Very glad you said that. Very glad you said that. Because what happened after that, right? Press release, explanations, and then Drake just started putting out songs that he knew would win.
Yeah.
Like he literally didn't want to engage in that level of battle. And also I don't want to just make it sound like he was totally scared, because apparently, even Jay Prince even doubled down on it at Drink Champs.
Right.
That there was a diss. It was pretty venomous. I think we all know where it was going, but it had nothing to do with Pusha T though. From the rumor and innuendo of it.
Yeah.
Because Push ain't got nothing to do with Kim K. Period.
and that would have been bad either way, because even though that would have been like, salacious for the time, like, oh shit, he smashed Kim K or whatever. Like, fam, address the person that is firing at you. Like, Kanye ain't got nothing to do with this situation. Like, he do, but by proxy. Like, this man, that's the man that slapped you. Why you hitting this over the head? Like, what you doing?
Right, exactly. So, and then of course we get into the social media aspect of it, which was a lot different from Drake versus Meek, because Drake versus Meek was, oh, this is the new street nigga, he gonna kill you, blah 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 blah.
Right.
This Pusha T Drake immediately turned into, man, when last time y'all listened to Pusha T, man? Y'all ain't listened to him since Grinding. like, man, Drake sell too many records to even respond to dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, man, let him put out a song that's even charting where he at before he even got re-acknowledge this. And it's like, oh my God. So again, even from Pusha T's perspective, it becomes a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because sorry, hip hop fans, hip hop culture. But social media has killed the exclusivity of the opinions that matter in hip hop.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody can hop on these platforms, Jones, and say any fucking thing based off of what they Googled. They weren't there. They don't be outside.
That's a fact.
And we can discredit Pusha T.
Look, just a quick side note. I see so many whack verses that come out around the time. Every time a verses is announced, I'm like, why? Who are you to pick that? Why would you pick that? And nobody wants to listen to that or see that. Yeah. So that just gives you an idea of the whackness that just leaks out onto the internet as far as opinions.
Yeah, they'd be like, man, y'all, man, what y'all mean y'all want to see JT Money versus Rich Boy? I'm like, why? Huh? Like, why did you want to see that? Let's have a better conversation.
I don't know. Sorry, y'all. My daughter, I got a nice little guest on both.
Hey, what's happening? She got on the dodge quick. It's all good, man. Hey, Black Fathers Matter, man.
That's a fact. I don't know, baby. I don't know. You got to find it. Sorry. But yeah, man, like it did become a wild place for whack opinions on hip hop, and everybody's opinion is somewhat equal. Like you got if you're charismatic enough, you know what I'm saying, or you say an outlandish hot take enough, you know what I'm saying, you become a voice. Look at DJ Academics, you know what I'm saying? He's that's a prime example, you know what I'm saying? Or any other YouTuber or whoever, you know what I'm saying? And this is not a diss, for example, but like if you look at Deezus and Mero, you know what I'm saying, for example, not saying their opinions are whack or anything like that, but they were just guys on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And look at them now, you know what I'm saying? Which is dope.
Right.
But like the social media narrative is what dictates the opinions of battles. And like just from what Cam was saying a second ago, the funny part about it really is like if you look at the Pusha T Drake battle, that was like a smaller version of what was to come in 2020 with Trump versus Biden. Because literally the followers of each don't care about the other opinion, regardless if it's fact or fiction. Like if you're a Pusha T fan, like you're diehard, yeah, this is real hip hop. We don't listen to that whack Drake shit. There's nothing you can say to them about a hit, sales, anything that would change their opinion. Whereas vice versa, the people that care about like God's plan going quadruple platinum and Scorpion doing hella numbers or any of that at the time, that does not matter to Pusha T fans. Like worlds collided. We've picked our side. This is my team. What you saying don't matter. And how did he lose or how did he win or whatever the case may be. So yeah, man, it becomes a complete waste of time. I hate to say that. I hate that they even mention it. But it's real.
Hey, listen, man, I didn't want to come to the grips of that reality either, Jones. But to be honest, I knew we were heading for a terrible left turn when the bullshit like what J Mill said gets said. It's like, yo, you can lose an altercation and still make a hit record. Or you can, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Kumo D and LL did it. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be either like this, because unfortunately, Jones, and if you're not out here looking bad, or if you're not broke and the chicks don't want you, like you're winning in hip hop. Like it don't matter. It's like, it's hey man, I got an F on this test, but I'll dunk on you though. And it's like, all right, but you still failed the test, bro. Like it doesn't, like, okay, you're good at this other thing that has nothing to do with what we're doing right here. Okay, awesome. But it like, and I'm not trying to lower people's self-esteem. Don't let a loss ruin you.
Right.
But we do have to start acknowledging L's, like in their proper sense. I really think that's a part of it.
You know what? I think the culture has become so big that when people from two different sides of the game collide, like in those fashions, for the most part, it doesn't it reverberates throughout the culture, but it doesn't bother either or. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, nobody got beat up or shot. You know what I'm saying? Where it could be like real, like a tangible thing where you look bad. It doesn't matter after a while. It's just like, all right, it happened. Let's go make these hits. Let's go spit these bars. And that's it.
Right. So the fast forward back, because back to the question is about rap being too safe, too nice, too whatever. We were in the month where we could have lost 4 rappers in just this month, Jones.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and going 50% was terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's beyond terrible. So, the recent picture of Lil Baby posted up with Bun B in Houston.
Right.
Definitely had the hammer on him just in case.
It was there waiting.
And it's so justified. It's so justified. So, I mean, I say all of that to say hip hop still ain't nice enough, man. I mean, just being honest. I mean, and and my final word last week was, hey, we need to encourage and promote more positive messages and just information in hip hop, because the reality of it is, I mean, words carry power, and people are high and stupid. And unfortunately, there are the type of content that you mass produce, whether you live it or not, by the way, you do open yourself up to be vulnerable to any of these situations that are not so nice. I mean, just because other rappers aren't doing it doesn't mean that it should be done, that it should be discounted as something else. Like, no, like
Right.
the entire dynamic of rappers not being safe, whether they're at home or on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't forget, like 50 Cent was shot in front of his grandma's house.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Stack Bundles and Chinks were killed in their neighborhood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the safest place for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to say Young Greatness was killed in front of his home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't even just discount it with like, yeah, you gotta make sure you got security, blah 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 blah. No, it's like, no, man. I mean, like I always say, if somebody want to get you, they'll get you.
They gonna get you. That's a fact.
What I'm saying? Like, and they don't care who they gotta lay down in the process. And man, perhaps Jones, if we did see more real camaraderie, more real just unification, collaboration, and it's really like on the strength of being genuine to one another, maybe these situations, I'll say, die down. I won't say they'll be non-existent. I won't say that, because somebody got to fuck at the pizza party, right? Like somebody,
right, of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody got to throw the chair when everybody was trying to chill,
Right.
So I'm not going to say that it's going to ever like be 100% like done, but I will say I do believe it's a chance for it to be subdued, because we have so many people that are collabing and doing this, that, and the third, doing business. But then we always hear around, man, these rap niggas is pussy. These rap niggas is fake. This is, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, so who's really even cool with each other? You know what I mean?
You know what? The only reason why I don't think, and I'm normally not a pessimistic guy, the reason why I don't think it'll ever die down or subside is because the very nature of the culture is competitive. The very basis for the lyrics, regardless of whether you're talking about money or just being the dopest MC, is at its very nature, its core is I'm better than you. Yeah, you all right, but I'm the best. And in the myriad of ways that takes, it's like, and in a genre or culture that's dominated by men, that's a lot of young testosterone. Yeah. So who you talking to when you say you better than me? You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of however you slice it, whatever standard you or stamp or qualifier you put on it, who you talking to, fam? Like, think about it back in the day at those parties in the early 2000s when crunk was the thing. Throw your signs in his face. Niggas. Who the pussy ass niggas? Like, who are these people that you are talking to? Somebody is going to absorb that, take it personally. Yeah. And we have these instances. Think about all the times in hip hop where the lyric was mistaken for somebody. Like, somebody felt the way about a lyric that wasn't even really about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's how the MC8 and DJ Quick beef starts off. Like, I think MC8 says, like, you can suck a dick quick. Where he wasn't saying DJ Quick. He was like, you perform fellatio quickly. You know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Hey, just like, I mean, back to the T.I. Flip thing. Yeah. Like, what Flip said, he was like, I ride 24s just like T.I. I'm hopping out of chinchillas, you're wearing Levi's. Like, he didn't say you got on Levi's, bro. That was just the other word that rhymed.
Yeah. But by its very nature.
Levi's, by the way.
Yeah, Levi's a flop. You know what I mean? Somebody is going to take that and be like, well, this nigga ain't talking to me. Or somebody in the crew is going to be like, well, he talking to you, fam. Like, oh, man, that sound like a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, like if you said all these little babies running around, I'm trying to get them. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You might not specifically be talking about little baby, but it's little babies around and you trying to get them. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. So Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, but no, like I was
No,
gonna say though.
I thought you was about to go. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, no, man. It's I think if we all get on the same page, and I think this is where this is a prime moment of hip hop needing to grow up.
Mhm.
I mean, even though the allure of Jay Prince might be a little different. I mean, we should celebrate the fact that he heard a diss track from Drake that he was like, "Yo, see, this is gonna be something else."
Mm.
Yo, fam, young homie, you can't put this out. I mean, and as much and as Jones, and I feel you. I feel you
Trust me,
because
it's my maturity is getting to me, whereas the young nigga inside me is like, no man, fuck that.
because we're from the era of no, say any fucking thing so we
Right.
can download it on LimeWire and play that shit the rest of the day.
You know what I'm saying? We come from my fofo. Make sure all your kids don't grow.
Right. Hey, listen. Yo, we also come from why your sign upside. No, he said why your sign upside down look like. No, what he say? He said why that rock sign look like upside down pussy.
See?
That was Styles P.
Yeah,
To the entire Rockefeller. He was like, why that look like upside down pussy? When y'all sign. Why it look like that? So look.
Yeah.
I get it. But again, I think Jay Prince, no ego.
Yeah.
One. And also understanding the time that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because social media, Kanye West is already going through enough.
Right. Yeah.
In here. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So with the biggest rapper in the world, which he thinks he is, like he's already like 1A or number 2, really.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to music. So if that guy drops a potential track that has like implications of anything that's a chink in his armor, yeah, that's going left really fucking quickly. Going super left.
And you know what? And it's so crazy because, like, again, referencing the era we come from, somebody kicking off the track with "I slept with your wife." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you fast forward that 20 years and have the echo chamber of social media, like, fam, like that type of public embarrassment reverberating on a daily. Like, you can't scroll through your feed on your ghost phone without seeing the constant memes of the allusion to, or if this diss track would ever come out, the confirmation of, I banged your chick. No man wants to see that. No man wants to see that.
Yeah, man. So, it just got me thinking, especially with everything that has transpired over the last few days, few weeks, because really, it's all about how do we move forward? Like asking Gucci Mane to move forward with this was a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot for him. And he's the only one with like some real like beef shit that is in a lot of respects unforgivable. You know what I mean? And as we move forward in hip hop, how do we make sure all this shit is gonna get kept on wax, Jones? I guess that's what my final question is as we close out this segment. Because listen, wildly enough, LL Cool J and Kool Moe Dee stayed on wax.
Right. Yeah.
Even more wildly enough, Death Row versus Ruthless stayed on wax.
They did. Well, no, I can't say that because they had a fight. If you remember one of those beef DVDs, Drayster and BG Knockout met up with the Dog Pound at a video shoot, and it kind of went left.
And got hit in the head with a golf club by Nate Dogg. Rest in peace. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, because they showed up at the Montel Jordan video shoot. That's hey, look, and see, and that's and to my point. If somebody want to get you, they gonna get you. what y'all doing at Montel Jordan video trying to pop off? What are you doing? It's sponsored by Def Jam. What are you doing? For the R&B guys, sponsored by Def Jam.
You're gonna send it up here.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But specifically, I was at the core, you know, Easy E, Dre, Snoop, you know what I'm saying? Even Luke, Snoop, and Dre didn't happen.
Right.
But we later figure out that gets pieced up because Florida niggas ain't playing either. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, you know, it's so in a lot of respects, man, I guess are we ever going to highlight the beefs that don't end up in any sort of violence so the young people that are watching this in real time understand that you ain't got to take it that far?
You know what? I think we kind of do, but I think they're just so far removed from it. The Jay-Z and Nas thing.
Okay.
That was that true. From what we all know, unless somebody has a story somewhere that we haven't heard yet, that never dissolved into fisticuffs, gunplay, mean stares across the room at most. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think they were so fresh off of the Tupac and Biggie situation. You know what I'm saying? Being relatively close to that, you know, they knew to keep it there. But I think Jay-Z is so far beyond where he was in 2001. We don't even that's a footnote in his history. Like, it's a great story, like, especially for hip hop heads who lived it. But like, it's like now it's nothing. He's 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? Right. And but you know what? I don't think that aspect of them not getting into it physically gets told enough. You know what I'm saying? That's the greatest and biggest example. But we don't tell the other part. We tell the Summer Jam screen. Ask Nas, he don't want it with Ho. You might have somebody talk about H to the Omo. Then it's Take Over, Eat the Super Ugly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like Jay-Z becomes a billionaire. Nas is still successful. We keep it moving.
Yeah, it's interesting and important. I think that is because, you know, I still think we're in a space where rap is not nice enough. That there's still a lot of wars being fought, and I don't mean wars like your standard wars, but like, you know, just women, you know, saying their prominent position in hip hop. I think there's still some regional bias. You know what I'm saying? The way people talk. I think there's I mean, again, gang culture has infiltrated rap in a new way. I mean, and even though it's wild enough, I was like, man, you know what? Rap felt safer when Snoop was the only real gangbanger that we knew. You know what I mean? Like, now shit is out of control. Like, so I think it is time to acknowledge that, you know, mid last decade, we collectively as a culture got it wrong. It wasn't too nice. It wasn't too safe. There wasn't too much kumbaya and camaraderie, because look where we are now. Like, you know, when you look at it, a lot of rappers did die from 92 to 2005. But we've exponentially, potentially 5 times that amount from 05 to 2020.
Man, I think the thing about it is continuously losing. Like, and it seems like everybody is always on the come up. They're always on the cusp of greatness. You know what I'm saying? From Nipsey to Pop Smoke, XXX, you know, Chinks, man, just so many. Mo 3, King Von, countless brothers that we name that I'm naming. It's like they're always on the cusp. And after a while, it's like, man, that is collectively getting old. One life gets old. But like, if we every year we're adding to the collective hip hop shirt of people that have passed, or the painting or the drawing that you see on social media, somebody's getting added every other week. That we got to slow down, man. Like, we got to chill out. And like I said, I think the hardest part about that is that by nature our culture is competitive. So somebody got to stunt and somebody got to get stunted on. you got to be the guy whose girl is getting taken. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the guy. Somebody got to be the guy whose jewels ain't real. You know what I'm saying? Or who ain't the hardest in the streets. But I think in the midst of that, we got to remember, like, you've always said it. This is the music business.
Yeah.
You want to be around to make a buck. You want to be around to make a couple dollars. So you can't be so quick to want to pick up, guns. You know what I'm saying? You got to school your crew. Even if it's not you and you know you're the money maker and you support all these people, you got the people that are around you have to know, like, look here, man, we all got to collectively stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? To keep this machine rolling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know somebody is the shooter, but you can't be the shooter just because, hey, they go the nigga we don't kind of like. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It got to be like, this sounds bad because I know how street niggas think. You got to be in defensive mode, not offensive mode, once you transition into the music business. Like, if you're going to be in the streets, I get offense is always the best thing. But if you in the music business, play defense, man, because everybody want to make it home. You want to get the guy home, but you don't want to. You don't want to be the guy that causes the problem where everybody's mourning. Like, I'm looking at Quando Rondo and how he's moving since King Von was murdered by one of his mans.
Yeah.
You moving around asking for you to be the guy that ends up on the shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the thing about it is you ain't even the trigger man. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like in Gucci's case, for example, he gets the stripes because somebody ran in on him. He caught the body. He was defending himself. The police can't say nothing about it. It's justifiable homicide, fam. Right. Whereas you're stoking flames of a hurt city, of his homies, like, look, and you're not even the dude. Versus like, that's unfortunate. I didn't want that to happen. Yeah, we fought. I didn't like Buddy, but you playing all these street games like it can't happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to get in his ear. I don't know who he would listen to, because that's the thing about youth. Youthful people think they know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the natural progression of life. Man, I'm out here. I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me that. You see this money I got? All of that comes with that, the bravado. Who do you listen to? Who steps in and says to Quando, yo, man, please chill out, bro. Like, you doing this all wrong. You know what I'm saying? This is not the way you need to be moving,
Yeah, man. Because unfortunately, all signs are pointing to that, unfortunately, not being over.
Right.
And and again, man, like, I mean, I'm not saying that competition and battle and all of that is not of the culture or a part of it. But we do have to collectively move the goalposts, because now rap is a hustle, and that's what y'all deemed. All of you, even some of you from the late 90s, early 2000s, who said this is just a hustle. I'm not really a rapper. Like, well, now the kids retain that the most. Young people retain that the most, and they're acting accordingly. So now it's, the studio is my block. Don't fuck up my block. We killing niggas. That's what it is in layman's terms. And honestly, there's too many bodies to deny it.
Yep.
So as a culture, let's just continue to think about that as we move forward and try to keep everybody, just in a safe space. I'm not wishing death on anybody, but I would, for once, like to see us losing somebody in hip hop due to natural causes.
Man, and the thing about it is, man, like, you gotta learn how, because this is a business. And like, I use the analogy of being at work. Like, yeah, it's people you work with that you dislike vehemently, but hey, you stay over there, I stay over here. And I think hip hop has to learn the business side. A lot of people need the mentorship of, this is business. Let's transition into business. You don't gotta like every rapper that's in the game. You know what I mean? You could think he a whole ass nigga, but he a whole ass nigga over there. And one of the great examples I'll never forget is 50 Cent and Ja Rule being on a commercial flight. Now niggas have been stabbed behind that. Niggas have been beat up several times. All kind of stuff. They've had real physical altercations. But that commercial federal flight kept them exactly where they needed to be, in their seat, chilled the fuck out, and they went home peacefully. And if we carry that mentality with us, like, yo, you know what's behind? Like, if I get up and do something to this dude, there is jail or the grave is behind it, and we keep that in mind, we'll be all right. You don't gotta like everybody. Like, yeah, you don't gotta be friendly with everybody, but you don't gotta act on every emotion every time you see somebody you don't like. In my personal life, I just seen somebody I vehemently really dislike, and if this was 15 years ago, I'll probably set it off right where I seen him.
Yeah.
But I'm a grown man with children who's not trying to catch no charges, man. I don't have time for that. Here, you take your bitch ass on that way, and I take my ass on this way. And you got to learn how to move that way. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? That way. And they don't make you no hoe. It just make you wise. Like, I seen them. I definitely was watching them just in case it was some shit. But other than that, I wasn't about to get active in the grocery store. For what? Like,
right.
Little kids, like, I'm not sure the police be outside the grocery store. Like, that's we all have to collectively know how to move better. Just as I say, even outside of hip hop, just as men, black men, Latino men, like, know how to move better. Like, that on-site shit, I get. But if you ain't, like, if you are outside of the streets, and even if you're in the streets, there's a time and a place for everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it doesn't always equal we got to get active right now. Like, nah, that ain't just him, man. You go ahead, go your way. If he ain't tried to kill you before, he ain't slapped your mama, raped your girl, kidnapped anybody, let that whole ass nigga go his own way.
Word. Hey, nothing more to say after that. Banging on lunch tables.
You damn right.
Jones, apparently, I need to listen to D Smoke.
Hip hop as a whole.
Yeah, and I'm late. You know what I'm saying? I'm way off the mark here. I'm obviously out the loop.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to this gentleman, but I don't think he should be nominated for the Best Rap Album Grammy of 2021. I just don't believe it. And I say that for this reason. Pun intended, coming up, by the way. Because I see more people talking about Reason's album than his, which I did listen to, which is dope.
Yeah.
Any Griselda project could have got a nod.
Dude,
if he's getting one.
Pray for Paris needs to be up there at least Pray for Paris at the very least.
And this is not an attempt to, defecate all over the career of D Smoke. I'm just out the loop, apparently, Jones, because but you know what? I will say this though. As we talk about Best Rap Album, I don't have. Why is a written testimony on here either, too, Jones? Like, why is that on here? Like, why is Lil Baby My Turn not on this list, Jones?
Now, Cam, we have these discussions every year. Every year.
Right.
And like, we've seen the Grammys kind of shift to like getting it righter than they have. I don't want to say they got it right, but they've gotten it righter than they have in the past, or more right, I should say, than they've gotten in the past. And then it's like, now we back to square one, or damn near, well, square two at least. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no reason. Like, D Smoke's project was cool. Like, I remember it. It was okay. Decent. And at the time of its release, might have warranted like album of the year contention, because I want to say this is like late January, early February, if I'm not mistaken, when this album comes out. So yeah, then, man, one of the best albums of the year. We 2 months in.
Yes, February. It should be.
We're not mad at that. And then But 10, 11 months later, and we've had the projects in the hip hop in the year we've had, period. And that stuck out. You know what I'm saying? That really stuck out. Or even a written testimony. Like, I can understand that being nominated just cause, but it's like, really though? Like, Lil Baby should definitely be nominated. Roddy Rich should definitely be nominated. You know what I'm saying? Or at least we need to start, like I've always said, expanding these subgenres in hip hop to give everybody a little more shine. Because there's no way those two albums miss. Like, there's no way. There's no way. And I'm not even the biggest fan of Roddy Rich, but I understand the impact that has had on the culture for it to be nominated. Lil Baby, especially, that album was really dope. And I don't get a nod, fam. Like, come on. Like, and it's so, like, I feel bad because there's other albums in the category that I enjoy, namely the Alfredo album from Freddie Gibbs, which I think should win, and the Allegory from Royce the 5'9", which is a dope album. Written Testimony was cool, but it wasn't, like, it's better albums than that out currently. You know, so it's like, what? My only question is, what the fuck is going on at the Grammys? Are we not voting again? Was this a, was so much going on this year that, like, the people who our position didn't vote?
I'm glad you said that, Jones. And before I get into my thoughts on just the entire Grammy list, of specifically the rap portion, because we are a hip hop podcast, Moneybagg Yo Time Served should have got something based on what I'm looking at here. If nothing else, rap song collaboration, best rap performance, like You Played should have been nominated for something. That's just how I feel. I think that was, or even said something like, something Moneybagg Yo dropped should have got a Grammy nomination, in my opinion. Okay. So now, Jones, you know what? You know what's happening, Jones?
What?
The Grammy board is putting Black people in place to prove that they know a wide range of hip hop. Let's have that conversation. We don't need to talk about the snubs. We've done that 2 years in a row. We don't need to talk snubs. We don't need to talk who need to be here, there, wherever. Let's talk about the real deal, Jones. And the real deal in my eyes, Jones, is that literally the Grammys are just putting Black people in place to name rap acts, rap artists, and rap albums that they don't know about. And you know what? I do believe that they listen and be like, hey, yeah, that is pretty good. That one song is awesome.
Right.
Like, oh, that's the kid from Netflix, the Netflix show. Oh, people have been waiting for a Jay Electronica album for a decade, and Jay-Z's on it.
Right.
Oh, Royce the 5'9" is Eminem. Like, people think he's better than Eminem. Oh, wow. So,
man,
to me, and this is by no means, because I know the face of Black Grammys is supposed to be Ninth Wonder, but I know it's more Black people over there. Right. I know it. And just like I felt it was suspicious when I felt Rhapsody's Grammy noms was up. I'm calling BS right now when I look at Jay Electronica and D Smoke, and I'm just calling bullshit because the culture hasn't responded to some of their nominations. Like, again, y'all was so pissed in 2012, 2013, and now look.
Now my question is this: does this mean that the tokens are in play? Because, like, you got us in there. It makes it look good for you guys. And look, man, it's diversity, inclusion. They know the real hip hop. They know that real rap music. But where's where's that, man? Because, like, y'all kind of had it, and then now you don't. Like, what is really going on? To me, unless you've seen something, Ninth Wonder has been eerily silent this particular go around.
Right.
Like I ain't really heard nothing from him. I'm not sure if Questlove is a part of it, but Questlove, hasn't really said anything from what I've seen. So it's like, what's going on here with these particular nominations? Like, what do we need? Like, I don't like. We got the black folks in there. Like, where did this go left? That's my question. Like, if we got the folks in there and we making the category more authentic and close to what what represents the culture, where is it? Where did it go that fast? If we ever had it, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, Jones, and my only thought is, again, we're becoming real hipsterish. We're trying to find the X factor and the eclectic. Like the loud minority is getting too much shine on the Grammys, bro. I'm just gonna keep it fucking real. Like that's it. Hey, listen, if we are all in agreement that the Grammys don't care about us, the Grammys ain't never been for us, and things of that nature, then listen, let's just stick to the people who really got the biggest hits of the time frame allotted. Because it still pans out to represent hip hop correctly.
Okay.
Like, again, the social media shit.
Okay.
The social media shit. Because, again, with the white majority, we got so mad when Macklemore won Best Rap Album for the Heist, right? And that's just collectively us, because he drops another album that we don't gravitate to, that don't have as big a hits as the previous album, but the OGs gravitate to it. Right.
Right, yeah.
Like Kane and them was like, well, hey, but he rep us, he respect us, he reached back.
Was that really that, or was it because he had a nice size check for him?
I mean, listen, I wouldn't doubt that he would be willing to pay, but Jones, I'll say this also though. We're in this odd space where hip hop started in 1994 to a lot of people. Enter the 36 Chambers dropped, and then Ready to Die, and then all of a sudden shit just started happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like at the best you'll get 92 when The Chronic came out. Like maybe people think hip hop started the day The Chronic dropped. I don't know.
Right.
but I think honestly, the reach out with his platform pays for itself. No disrespect. Right.
Yeah.
And no disrespect, I ain't never seen Rakim in a Drake video. But at the same time, I've never seen, well, they did do a video, but I was like, but for a while, I've never seen him in a Nas or a Jay video either.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we just gotta we gotta respect the look for being the look. Now, I'm not saying that Macklemore wouldn't have paid handsomely to soak up the game from the pioneers, but you know what I'm saying. But I also believe that it was just paying homage to hip hop in a way that hasn't been done before. I mean, shit, how many people asking LL Cool J for a feature from either of our eras? Like this current era or the one that just passed?
True that.
You know what I'm saying? Like the foundation, as I know that's what originally the era was called, the foundation. Like they want to be remembered too. And now we sit here at the Grammys, like for instance, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis are in the same vein as DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, right, Jones? Like for the most part, like
I mean, yeah.
Right, I totally get it, and I love DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, but the clean rap guys boycotted the Grammys if they couldn't, except for Summertime on TV.
That's a fact.
Here we are 20 some odd years later, Jonas. That's still a major fucking hit. how in the last since 2013, Jones, or 14, whenever that Grammy was given out, how many of the songs or albums do you think are going to last in our minds for 20 years?
Ooh. It's a select few, man. It's a select few. And the rest
And
of
that,
it's gonna be social media posts that be like, oh yeah, I remember when they came out.
right. And that's my beef, Jones. That's my beef. Because right now, we are looking at the Grammy board trying to prove that they know hip hop and that they don't know hits.
Mm. You know what?
And that's my beef.
You know what though? This is where I really do think, honestly, that we need an expansion of the culture is huge. There's
Mhm.
no way you could cover all of the best albums that deserve to be recognized in the culture. If we expand these subgenres or categories a little bit, like how they got the best rap song collaboration and all that other stuff, or the best melodic rap song, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Mhm.
If you expand that out a little bit more, you can get the allegory, Alfredo, Pray for Paris. It was a written testimony, if you want, all in one category going up against each other. Then you can have Lil Baby, Moneybag Yo, Young Thug, and Chris Brown. All of those albums that also impacted the culture for the year. They can go up against each other. I don't know what you will call it, what the category
Mhm.
would be, but they can go up against each other because those, even though we might enjoy each other's music, those two genres or subgenres of rap music are so far apart that nobody's going to be happy either way. You throw them all in a pile and say, who got the best rap album? Just like the
Mhm.
Drake and Pusha T thing, like I mentioned earlier.
Mhm.
Nobody's going to be happy. Nobody's going to say, oh
Right.
man, yeah, you right. Lil Baby did have the best album. It's gonna be a
Mhm.
nigga in a Carhartt hoodie and some Timberlands. Someone, what nigga that Pray for Paris was immaculate. You know what I'm saying? It it doesn't. You never the two shall meet. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Mhm.
because the culture is so big, the genre of music is so big. That's the only way I think that this problem can be fixed. They're trying to cram all this music and prove that they're hip and they're with it and they're
Right.
down, but you
And they
leaving out,
suck.
yeah, you leaving out tons of people in the midst of trying to prove you know what you're talking about. And what
Right.
makes it so bad, you end up discrediting the people that are in the category that need to be there, like
Mhm.
Alfredo and the allegory from Royce the 5'9", by
Mhm.
adding other people that's kind of like, wait, I guess if you say so, you know,
Mhm.
that it devalues the category.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what, Jones? You know what's wild is that the best way to do all these nominations for every award show, all of them, Jones. You
Mhm.
know what? You know what you do? You have a one-on-one
Mm.
with everybody on the board. So one person is the tally person,
Okay.
and be like, hey, give me 1 to 5 songs and 1 to 5 albums that you remember from, I don't know, April of 2019 until April of 2020.
Ooh.
Because what's gonna happen? People gonna name shit they actually like, actually listen to, actually fuck with. It won't be none of this. Oh, but we can't leave out dude and them. We can't
Yeah.
leave out home girl. It's like, no. What did you listen to?
Yeah.
And the thing is, with that, you write it down and then you start tallying. And then if somebody
Mhm.
gives you a new name, you do. And then all of a sudden, the person with the most talent should get nominated. I think that's as fair as you're gonna get. I think
Mm.
that's as fair as you're gonna get, and I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at it because at least we know that if nothing else, programming is going to win the war.
Ooh.
It's going to win the nomination war. It's like, oh, you heard that song so many times you couldn't help but name it. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't help but name it that song because you heard it that many fucking times.
but see, then we're back to square one. Even though you're right, I do agree with you. Then we back to square one. Then it's the popularity contest versus the art. What do you mean when you say best? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hey,
Just because Old Town Road played a million bajillion times doesn't mean it was a better song than MC Joe Blow. You know what I'm saying?
And you're right, Jones. But you know what? The Grammys has not and will not ever be an art show. It ain't an exhibit. It's not a culture fair.
Right.
It's celebrating the biggest and brightest in music today. Like that's what it is.
I like you to remember that the little tagline.
You dig what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so you know, I personally, once I understood that, I stopped taking offense, and I wish others would do the same because, hey, look, man, I mean, you can't even depend on the BET Awards to celebrate art. First of all, any award show is not going to celebrate art, bro. Like that's not happening. We gotta kill that. Whether it's the Source Awards, the Vibe Awards, BET Awards, Soul Train Awards,
right?
Ain't nobody celebrating art because at the end of the day, you got to be like, hey, that's my shit. I fuck with that. When somebody win or perform, like you have to.
Yeah.
Like that's what has to happen.
Because you can't have the no-name underground up there performing, and the ladies in the seats like, I'm gonna go to the back.
Right. Exactly. Like, look, all music is art, whether you like it or not. Like, all music is art.
Yep.
So that's already letting you know this ain't that. Like, it's not. So we got to get off the art culture train when we talking about award shows. We just do. Just
gotta accept it. Just gotta bite the bullet.
Yep. Because now we're seeing tomfoolery. Now you're insulting my intelligence.
Right.
You're blatantly assaulting my intelligence, telling me that Lil Baby's My Turn shouldn't be nominated for a Grammy in 2021. Like you're insulting my intelligence at this point.
Oh, you think I'm stupid? like
yeah, right. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like you really got me fucked up now. Like it's like, oh fam, now come on, man. Even the deluxe went #1. Like a Lil Uzi Vert album should be on this list if he's not going to be an alternative.
Man, hey, you know what? This is just a long-standing problem, though, because the albums that sell most of the time aren't the critically acclaimed, critical darling that we all collectively say this represents the culture. And though that's a loud minority, that's the silent minority or majority, whatever the fuck they call themselves. That's a lot of fucking people who are going to be voicing their angry opinion with their torches, saying this ain't real hip hop, this ain't real hip hop. But at the same time, the numbers are the numbers, and the clubs are the clubs, and radio programming is what it is. And ain't nobody trying to play that when you trying to kick it with your lady. You know what I'm saying? She gonna politely turn that shit off. You know what I'm saying? And it's a weird dynamic. Matter of fact, this is what I would propose. Even so, along with my sub-genre suggestion, do how they do everybody else. Yeah, we got these categories. Everybody can't go on TV, fam. So yeah, y'all win these shits before the show even starts. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When they got people walking down the red carpet, and for best alternative hip hop album, MC Joe Blow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There you go. You got your Grammy. You can say you're Grammy Award winning, Grammy nominated, all of that. You wasn't on TV with the suit, but you got your award. You got your gramophone. You can take it to your mama's house and show it. Look, I did good. I told you this rap shit was gonna work, and that's all. You know what I'm saying? Like. If we do I think if we kind of find a way to restructure it and do those things, instead of just trying to have a bunch of token black people saying, look here, folks, we on the board, shit's gonna change. And then 2 years later, we see it's the same bullshit that we dealt with before. It's just darker people doing the bullshit. You know? Right.
Like, dog, it's the thing is, Jones, there's 10,000 rappers in 5 slots.
Fact.
Somebody gotta get slighted.
Yeah.
And we now see that everybody that's in is gonna pick for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why there will always be Grammy fuckery. We just gotta do our part and not caring.
Now, my question is this. I know this ain't really hip hop, it leans more to our R&B. But when one of the biggest artists having the biggest year gets snubbed, like The Weeknd, how do you ignore that?
You don't. You can't, because I don't even understand. I thought The Weeknd was the Grammys. Like, to be real,
Man.
Like, isn't that his entire audience? Like, well, at least 75% of it.
Right.
No bull and no disrespect. I don't know a lot of people that love The Weeknd that are black.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll have to go to 2012, 2011 for that.
yeah, like, I mean, so I'm thinking like, oh yeah, this is shit. He gonna clean up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, I don't. I guess The Weeknd got to tell us he didn't submit. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like,
it's weird to me because this is easier to ignore. Like you talked about ignoring it. It's easy to ignore, like when Q-Tip is going off on the internet saying, yo, like, Ninth, what the fuck happened? I thought, whatever. That's easy to ignore because Q-Tip ain't the guy in hip hop anymore. You know what I'm saying? Legend, great, like, has produced phenomenal albums in the culture that are cornerstones.
But that album wasn't top 10 either in the culture. Sorry, of that year. It wasn't.
I'm not mad at that. So that's easy to push to say, like, oh man, pipe down, old man. You just ain't getting this shit, whatever. But with the guy in music, arguably the biggest artist or one of, gets snubbed completely in one of his biggest years, it lets you know, man, something is fucked up going on behind the scenes at the Grammy board. And I can't, like, we've tried to figure it out, but it's just in our slice of hip hop. And, hip hop is a grumpy culture. It's never going to be quite right for us because, the man and all that other shit. But when you see it happen to the dude in music, regardless of hip hop, R&B, whatever, pop music, whatever you want to call them, it lets you know something is up behind that curtain, man.
Yeah.
Straight up. Something is up behind that curtain.
Absolutely. And again, like, they're not even getting the pop stars right. How can we care this much? like, they fucking up their categories too.
How you fucking yo?
Right, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? You went in the house and broke your window. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, I know it was only the mirror, but it was the bathroom mirror, dude. You got to use that tomorrow morning. Why did you do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I mean, again, for validity, I mean, hey, you can't buy music taste. So the Grammys should stick to the numbers, in my view, as well as every award show. They should stick to the numbers.
Yeah.
And look, man, if we want to have like some kind of art Basel for hip hop where we just celebrate culture, I'll attend. With COVID restrictions applying, whatever, or I'll hop on Tidal and stream it. You know what I mean? Like, if we really if we want a celebration of Black excellence in art and culture, it ain't gonna get done no award show, not even the Black ones. Like, so we gotta let that dream go. LIG, we got LIG that, and let's just stick to the numbers. When it comes to award shows, me, Camp from the Port, Camp Quotes, listen, myself, I'm saying that we should just stick to the numbers when it comes to this award show, because now shit looks really fucked up. At least the last time when we internally argued, the numbers didn't lie for either artist.
Right.
And it really made sense either way, even though the culture leaned heavy one way.
Right. Yeah.
And the numbers leaned another.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Man, so hey, so we'll see. But hey, you know what? I guess watch the show or no, but don't complain though. Just stop.
I'll catch the clip on the internet.
Right, exactly. Hey, it should be streaming on YouTube this year because hey, who gonna be there?
Restrictions in California.
Right, that's right. You know what I'm saying? Banging on lunch tables.
Damn right.
Jones, I know new music came out, but I'm going to let you know off the rip. I only listen to Juicy J, The Hustle Continues.
Ooh, And see, it was funny. While I was moving around this morning, I did try to start diving into it. What did you think? How far did you get?
Oh, I got to the end. It's hard as fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hard as fuck. Listen, first of all, Goddamn High is one of my favorite songs of the year. I love that joint. And I definitely had played it like 20 times in a row as I was sitting in my mandatory quarantine on my promethazine, trying to get myself focused for work. Like, work from home life, you know what I mean? You can be as high as you want. And I was like, I'm so goddamn high. I'm so goddamn. I was like, okay, I'm ready to type now. Let's go. But yeah, man. Oh, it's but no, it's some hard records on there. Hey, yo, song with Conway on there, super fucking hard. Yes, Conway and Juicy J got a record together.
Goddamn.
Yeah, Jones. Yeah.
Yes. I'm ready to check that out immediately.
Because I was like, you were talking like you never got to it. So I was like, let me let you know. Yeah. I was like, no, Conway on the album, and he's spitting too. And they ain't on no Griselda-esque shit either. And he's still getting this shit off. He get this shit off on there. So yeah, man. But yeah, hey, listen, man, Juicy J, man, we have to start having a different conversation about Juicy J. In my view, Juicy J may not go down as a top-notch lyricist.
No.
Juicy J may not even go down as a person with a classic solo album.
Mm-hmm.
But Juicy J, in my view, musically, should be held in the same regard, if not higher, than some in that tier that includes Diddy, Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, Nas, Snoop Dogg, Scarface, DMX, fucking Rick Ross, 50 Cent. Like he should be in that conversation because his influence is glaring brighter than any of theirs right now, even though people do keep remaking Mini Men by 50 Cent.
I am not mad at that at all. The only thing that gets in the way of that is regional bias, and therefore, by proxy, lack of a cultural-wide classic album.
Okay.
Like,
and you're right. I feel you.
Because like a couple weeks ago, I asked, did 3 6 Mafia have like a classic album? I got way too many no's for my taste.
Okay.
And being that 3 6 Mafia is one of my favorite groups ever, one no was too many. One no was too many. But like just the understanding of like, nah, they ain't got no classic. They got classic songs though. And I'm like, but how? But I get it though. And and Juicy J has just been a guy that's been around. And I think also what didn't help is that hiatus after that last whack ass 3 6 Mafia album, Last to Walk.
Yeah, Last to Walk, yeah.
After that like, it was kind of like a lull in the collective period. Juicy J, DJ Paul, everybody, until like around 2012, 2011. And then Juicy J resurfaces linking up with Wiz Khalifa. Yeah, so in that low moment or that lull, wasn't enough traction to keep his name going. Whereas like, Diddy, 50 Cent, Nas, Jay-Z, all the people that you name, they constantly got something going, that makes them, hey, yeah, they the guys. Whereas like people kind of treated 3 6 Mafia for a second as a novelty act.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, those wild guys. Yeah, it's hard out here for a pimp. Yeah,
Yeah. No, absolutely.
They want an Oscar. Yes, isn't that funny? Versus seeing the musical output and the cultural impact that they've had for 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Jones, and you're right, because I mean, even randomly, I thought about this earlier this year, I think, or maybe I don't know, maybe it wasn't this year, but I was like, look at the regard that Lose Yourself is held in versus the regard that It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp is.
Right.
Held in.
You know what though? I think that's because like Lose Yourself is Eminem, whereas It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp is performed by a character in a movie, and like that the three. And I'll just say this because I listened to it the other day. The 3 6 Mafia version ain't as good as the movie version. And that's weird. You know, that's weird because they're the professional rappers. Terrence Howard was just, acting. But for his version to be better than their version, but they got the Oscar for writing it and producing it, is a little weird. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I guess. Whereas, like, Eminem is rapping his heart out as Eminem. He ain't rapping as Rabbit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's him.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right. No. You know what? That's a great point. That's a great point. I didn't even think of dissecting it in that manner. Yeah. I am. It's interesting how certain accolades and certain fame and success can alter your career, but increase your trajectory at the same time. Like, who knew that 3 6 Mafia would ever win an Oscar, and then they would start chasing hit records for about 5 or 6 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. I don't think any of us saw that coming. And then for the group to just, dismantle one by one until finally, like nobody's talking to nobody, and Juicy J links back up with the new young talent Lex Luger, Wiz Khalifa, Taylor Gang, and then boom, restart now, and then he turns back the clock 20 years. He's literally like 1995. Juicy J has been rocking the entire last decade, and I think that's I really do think, man, even though I do agree with you on the album's sake, I think Juicy J now has enough classic songs within the culture to where we can start throwing them in that conversation. And I only say that because personally, I do think 66, 61, When the Smoke Clears is a classic.
Yeah, same.
I do believe that. But also, just for, Slap on My Knob, To the Club Up.
Yeah.
Weak Ass Bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think even though he didn't rap, I think the work for International Players Anthem, you know what I'm saying? Like, he produced that. I think they're attached to so many classic works, whether they just are songs that they need to be in a different conversation. I mean, hell, Juicy J has done hit songs with Katy Perry. You know what I'm saying? In a piece where it should have been past its prime and it shouldn't have worked. Juicy J bodied the rest of the Taylor Gang on the fucking BET Cypher, if we remember right. Because he starts spitting. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I just want more praise for Juicy J.
Facts.
And because I think it's well deserved, even though DJ Paul is still my favorite member of 3 6 Mafia. You know what I'm saying? But I still do. I mean, Juicy J has earned every single second of just his life. You know what I'm saying? Like of his career in rap. Like he's earned all of it. You know what I'm saying? And we got to start putting him up there in tier one because he is a pioneer. I don't care. Like and that's what can't be argued. He's a pioneer. Yeah. And he's performing a lot greater than the people with classic albums in his age bracket and his era. I'm just saying.
You know what? I like all of that. I'm not mad at any of that at all. Like, hey man, get that man his flowers and put him where he's supposed to be. Because a lot of the joints that's getting sampled right now or remade or putting a new twist on, he had a hand in that big time.
Absolutely. So Jones, any other music that you got to that we should check out?
Man, no albums that I got a chance to check out, but I did check out that new Cordae, formerly YBN Cordae song.
Yeah.
I didn't see the video, but I did check out the song. I like that joint a lot. I like where he's going, man. I want him to keep flourishing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nice.
I want to see where he heads in his music game because I do like he's a young dude who's spitting like straight
Yeah.
up, like no ifs ands or buts about it, and I like the kind of story he tells in the midst of all of that. So I'm glad. I'm guessing like the album cycle is coming back around for Corday, so I'm interested to see what he do next. But other than that, no, I got a lot of catching up to do. I got to go listen to that 2 Chainz album. I gave it like quick
Oh, yeah.
listens. Lots
Mhm.
been going on, so I gave that quick listens. But from what I heard, I did like that. But I got
Yeah.
plenty of time tomorrow to give that a full listen.
Right. Yeah. You got a lot of time. You're gonna knock them albums out left to right,
Oh yeah,
and, and you and you can listen to rap albums back to back, so it's gonna be twice as fast for you.
yeah.
No, the 2 Chainz album is good though. I don't know how people are receiving and talking about it, but that's way better than Rapper Go to the League in my personal opinion.
And I agree because from what I heard most of it. If you know what, matter of fact, I did hear all of it. I just didn't get a chance to go back to it as many times as I wanted to. That
Mhm.
album is fire, and I definitely like that more than Rapper Go to the League because Rapper Go to
Yeah.
the League, he kind of lied to me and promised me something he didn't deliver. So I'm going with this one. I'm going
There
with
it is. There it is. Banging on lunch tables.
damn right.
Final words before you get up out of here, Jones.
Oh man, grow up, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Handle your disagreements a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. Trust me, man. I'm from the city that used to be titled the murder capital of the nation. So I know how street shit goes. I know how people handle beef. But as we get older, let's handle that shit better. You know what I'm saying? Everything don't gotta dissolve into gunplay. You know what I'm saying? If nobody has tried to murder you, you know what I'm saying, stole no work from you, stole no money from you, or did something to somebody very close to you, we can handle this shit a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? Like, let that
Mhm.
let that person be a fuck nigga from across the room. You know what I'm saying? Let that let that lady be a punk bitch from across the room. You don't got to devolve in it because eventually all of this is about making money, taking care of our families. So if I'm trying to take care of my family, I ain't thinking about your whack ass. You know what I'm saying? Like you are not on my radar. You are defensively, but I'm not overly listening to your songs to see if you mentioning me or none of that shit. Nah, fuck that. I'm running my race. I'm doing my thing, and you stay your punk ass over there and let the real niggas over here make this money. And that's how everybody should handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like just stay over there. Because like I tell you this, Gucci might still feel the same way about Jeezy, and Jeezy might still feel the same way about Gucci. But I doubt you hear about it as much anymore because it's done. I performed it in front of you. I've told you you're a fuck nigga to your face. So now just make sure you stay your bitch ass over there.
Hey, no, yeah, beautifully said, Jones. I'm probably going to raise a few eyebrows with this,
Uh
but
oh.
I think I think we are just in that time and place where this is realer than we know.
Okay.
So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, it is okay if Megan Thee Stallion ends up running hip hop for a few years. Like it's okay.
Okay.
Um, I see a lot of well, everybody has something to say about Meg. Whether what I'm saying, whether is it can she really rap? She only rap about a pussy. Was it shooting fake? Like anything. People will say absolutely anything.
Right.
However, what we are seeing is the second coming of a Nicki Minaj run
Mm,
that might end up being 100% hip hop
with no pop joints in the middle of it.
with none in the middle of it.
Mm,
Because now, Jones, hip hop undisputedly runs the world.
right.
So she don't gotta get the EDM synths and the drums. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? She don't like rappers. Like I'm also in the mindset that pretty soon that a lot of rappers will start going diamond, just because that's how much we run shit. Like you know
mm.
what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
Um, I look at Megan. and she's like only like 25, 26.
Yeah.
She can actually really rap. She has a legion of women following her that's older than her, as well as her age and younger.
Yep.
Um, she collaborates with people that can actually rap,
Yeah.
and she don't be getting torched. She don't be getting smoked. Like she just don't. She understands, I think, the power and influence of her brand,
Mm-hmm.
and now I think the recipe, which I think unfortunately it came with a harsh reality. Like now, I think she's got the right people around her.
Yeah.
So with that said, it's okay if Megan Thee Stallion runs hip hop for about 3 to 5 years.
Mm.
And even though I still say 2020, Lil Baby is the best rapper.
Okay.
2020, I still say that.
Okay.
Um, you know, we look at your futures, your Lil Uzi Verts, and how they're not really they run shit, but they don't run hip hop.
Right.
They run shit, they don't run hip hop. I think same thing to say about Young Thug. They run shit, they just don't run hip hop.
Right. Okay.
And you got Lil Baby and Dub Baby and Moneybagg Yo, in my estimation. I think he's in this mix of
Okay.
cats that can definitely run the game. Like Lil Baby has the best shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dub Baby might be bowing out a little early because personal life is just like, wow, this is a lot. I got to take time to deal.
Right.
People got to get adjusted to Moneybagg Yo, though. That young man is hard. Like, he's fucking dope. But he's just, for some reason, he seems to appear to be lost in some sort of shuffle. I don't know why, but he shouldn't be.
You know what? I think it's his attachment to Yo Gotti, which is not bad, but it's like he's not bigger than the guy yet. Like
Man,
Yo Gotti is still proverbially the guy if we're talking about those two.
I dig it. But hey, man, my man said, no way. I ain't Jose. I don't do what the hoes say. Like, so yo, I just say all that to like listen to Moneybagg Yo, because he get his shit together over there. He hard, bro. Cause fam is hard, Joe.
Right.
So, but I say all that to say, new rappers, anything like Roddy Ricch. I just think honestly, none of them can really touch Megan on the music side of things outside of Lil Baby, and I say that from an impact standpoint more than a song structure or whatever, because Megan has really provided a great combination, of shit. Like, I mean, shoot, her Starships is the Savage remix with Beyonce, who's the biggest, who's the biggest, like that's her Starship.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So like, I say that, and it's like, hey man, we never seen a woman doing it for the culture like this. Pull out any name you want, and think beyond nasty rap. Just think beyond that. Even Cardi B, like even the shit that y'all asterisk Cardi B for, Megan got.
Yeah.
Now what? It's okay if Megan Thee Stallion has a 3 to 5 year run on top of the game. That's it.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Bring the hotties. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, hey, listen, man. We thank y'all as always for tuning into the show. You know what I'm saying? Extreme gratitude for your time.
Yes.
Of course, we appreciate the likes, shares, the listens, and all of that. And we will be back for you next week.
Yeah.
The holiday was safe, and the holiday season continues to be just as safe.
Mm-hmm.
And always remember, it is fans over critics.
Yes, sir.
It is support what you love instead of bashing what you hate.
Yeah, it is.
And we always want you to be safe, be humble, and live hip hop.
Damn right.
It's the Banging on Lunch Tables podcast with Camp from the Port.
Boy, Mike Jones.
and we are out.
Yeah.